Hello there and welcome to This Is The Day. I hope you're having a good Wednesday. My name is Sarah Otieno and we are live on Family TV and also live on Family Radio where the music does the talking. You can contact us through our WhatsApp number 0786 316 316 and also through the SMS platform 20316. And I like saying this, SMS new 1 bob 2. So please, you have no excuse not to learn with us today because we are going to learn a lot. Well, it's Wednesday and we want to talk about our relationship matters. And today, as I was going through the resolutions I made, I realized that there's nothing that is related to relationship there. And I'm talking about your relationship with your partner, majorly your partner. Have you made any relationship goals? Well, if you haven't, relax. We are going to tackle that today. And in studio, I have Nyokabi BK Camu.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
have to say Camu.
Yes, you have to say Camu. You have to include him.
Yes?
Yes.
She's a relationship coach.
Yes.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
You look
How are
very
you?
pretty.
Oh,
I love the
thank
tie.
you. Oh, I dressed up for you.
Oh, yes. Oh, I am blessed.
Yes.
Asante sana for coming today.
Yes, you're
Well,
welcome.
in your definition,
Yes.
what would you say are relationship goals?
What are relationship goals?
Yeah.
I would say the relationship goals are aspirations that as a couple you have, or people who are dating, couple in marriage, couple in dating, couple in courtship, whatever level of the relationship you're at,
Yeah.
they're the aspirations that you have together as a couple. Mostly you'll see the relationship goals come inward and not outward.
What do you mean inward and not outward?
The relationship goals should focus more on the two of you
Wow.
than the outward aspect of it. We don't want to say that relationship goals are about buying a big house or buying a new car. It's well and good to have such kind of relationship goals, but the relationship goals that we are talking about today are the ones that are focusing on the inward.
Inside.
How is your relationship one-on-one as a husband and as a wife? So how do you have those kind of goals towards that kind of a thing?
And
Yes.
you have pointed out something that I find very interesting. You said together.
Together.
So that means I cannot make relationship goals as an individual.
But how you can make relationship goals as an individual
Yes.
for your own growth
Okay.
and for your own purpose, for your own use, own consumption. Yes. Maybe you can decide that if I want to be better at communication, I'll read a few books, I'll listen to podcasts on relationships. But if it's a relationship between you and your husband, you have to make it together, and it's best that you make it together. Why is it that best that you make it together? If I'm growing
Yes.
alone and I'm married to Camu and he's not growing,
Then you're not growing together.
yes, you're
Yeah.
not in the same level.
Yes.
So I might learn how to deal with things better and I might respond to things better, but he'll always be in a foreign land wondering, okay, so what's happening to you? Why are you not responding this way? But if we grow together, we are able to see the maturity and the progress together. So the relationship goals are to bring in growth, progress, inward into the two of you. Yes.
And I can already see a question that might be coming in.
Yes.
It's about when you say together inward.
Yes.
So as an individual, and I want to dive into a relationship, if I may use that word, to start a relationship
Yes.
with someone that
Yes.
may lead to marriage.
Yes.
Do these goals also apply to me?
They do.
Yes.
To some extent.
Yeah.
But we don't look at them as a coach. I would not look at them as goals. I would look at them as expectations.
Okay.
More of expectations.
And there's a difference.
There's a difference because the goal is about growth. You're targeting this particular place to achieve something. For instance, if I wanted to be a swimmer, I'll start somewhere.
Yes.
I'll start from the swimming gala at my local school or my local competition at the local level. Then I will compete, but my goal will be to become position 1, 2 or 3. But as I progress, I keep on the goalpost keeps on shifting.
Yeah.
And it keeps on shifting as I'm progressing. So you see, if you're an individual setting relationship goals, you're like that swimmer.
Oh, okay.
You're going on a journey on your own.
Yes.
And that becomes an expectations. You start placing expectations on somebody who does not know what's going on and they are not even aware. Then you start having relationship dynamics that are you really don't know what you're fighting about. You're having an issue, but you don't know what the issue is about.
Yes.
But if you set it together, you agree and we say, at this point we are in this relationship, we want to make this step. So how do we do it? How do we go about it? Now that's different because you are working on something together. You're baking the cake together to achieve something. But if you set the goals alone, then they become your own personal project for self-growth, self-awareness, self-improvement, and it's really a relationship with yourself. So that's also something, but it becomes an expectation when you involve somebody else.
And that means your partner.
Yes.
All right. And we'll be talking about some of those steps and things to consider when setting up these goals.
Yes.
But for now, please tell me, why would I even have these goals? What's the importance?
If you're in a relationship, it's very important.
See, it's just the same husband.
Well, I like that analogy. It's just the same husband. You need to set goals. You see, I was just telling you before we started the show that we deal with relationships like we are getting into a vehicle and we are on the highway and we take off. We accelerate and we go until we land low on fuel. And some of us are bright enough to get into a petrol station and refuel before we use up the reserve.
Yeah.
But some of us just use up the entire reserve
Until
and now
the
red light is on. The car is no longer starting. Now that's when you're like, oh, we need to refuel.
Yeah.
So you try looking to access and trying to find a petrol station. Sometimes you're in the desert somewhere. Sometimes you're somewhere where there are no petrol stations. You need help to be able to access. But if you're in a relationship and you want the relationship to grow, you have to set goals. And the question I always ask is, if you're setting goals in your career, why wouldn't you set goals in your relationship? If you're setting goals in your financial status, you're saying, by the time I get to this place, I want to be earning this much. I want to have achieved this much. I want to join this circle so that I can do 1, 2, 3 things. Why wouldn't you do the same for the relationship? Yet you want to see growth. Yet you want to see a change. The reason why you have the same husband is because you don't have goals. But if you had goals with him, you'd realize he's changing and he's growing. He's not the same husband. He's 10 years older. He's 5 years older. He's now a father. He's now a husband. He's now something else. So he's changing as time is going. But if you don't have those goals, you keep on assuming you're in the same job. Yeah, Nule too. But it's changing. The change is inevitable. Even you're not the same girl that he married.
Yeah.
You've changed. You've probably gained a few pounds or lost a few, had 2, 3 children. You're not the same.
Yes, that's true.
Things are changing.
Yeah.
But if you set the goals, they help you to progress and they stop you from focusing on what is happening around you other than the progress that you're making towards. You stop worrying about small things and you start focusing, we have a goal, there's somewhere we are going. You focus on that. That's why it's important.
It's very important.
Quite important.
And when you paint the picture now in the format of the desert and now pushing the car, it's scary.
Yes, it's quite
when you
scary.
get to a place where you're desperate and now you have to
push the car. And sometimes you even have to be towed because you can't access. Yes, relationships get to that point.
You mean it can be that dangerous?
Yes.
Okay. Sawa. And these are some of the challenges and the cons.
Yes.
Of not making these goals, and we'll be tackling that a bit later. But for now, the year's just beginning.
Oh yes.
We're having different goals, what others would call resolutions.
Yes. Yes.
And how often am I supposed to make these relationship goals?
I like that you have asked that question. That is lovely. Before I answer that question, I want to say we set resolutions every year. Everybody sits down, and some even write it down, others set them in their mind.
Yeah.
But nobody really goes back to check on those resolutions. You set them. You say, this year I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to cut weight. But you don't go back and follow up on those resolutions that you have set. And that's why when the next year comes, you don't even know what you achieved last year.
And you have the same ones.
You have the same resolutions because you just set them because people were setting, or because you felt the need to move with the wind, or or you felt I need a change in my life, but you never really went back to look on it. Now, what I would recommend, set simple goals. When it comes to relationships, set something simple. Like, for example, agree that with your husband, we will be hugging every day. It sounds simple. It's not. For guys who've been married for 5 years, it's a task. It's a lot of work to hug their husbands. They have to plan.
What do you mean?
They have to take a deep breath. They have to prepare.
It's time, eh?
Yes. And they have to say, okay, now I have to hug him. Here we go.
What?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Guys who've been married. Yes.
And this is someone you said for better, for worse.
For
with.
better or for worse. So
Eh,
set
eh,
simple
eh, eh.
goals. Start with something simple. Start saying, I will be hugging this person every day at this time.
Yeah.
And then time yourself the whole week and see whether you're doing it. Whatever time they come home, whatever time you come home, you ensure that you have hugged each other. Simple as that. I know you're looking at me funny.
Amigo, what?
Yes.
Even hugging is a goal.
It's a goal. You need to set it and then evaluate it. At the end of the week, ask yourselves, where are we? Are we still struggling to hug each other? Is it still intentional or is it becoming biological? Now by default you just find
because
yourself
it's a
embracing.
rule.
Yes, you just find yourself embracing each other.
Yeah.
You're getting to a place where it's stopping to become a rule, a responsibility, a goal, and it becomes natural. So once it becomes natural, what do? You tick that
Wow,
one out.
wow,
You have
wow,
achieved.
wow.
Yes. So you move on to the next one. And maybe you say, now we'll be greeting each other good morning. Or we will be saying good night. Do you know how many couples don't say?
Do you know why I'm laughing?
Why?
Because you said that good morning,
Yes.
and I remember there's a friend of mine who was telling me she does not remember the last time she told her husband good morning.
And they spend the night there together.
At a good night.
At a good night. And they're even couples.
Yeah.
I was talking to a couple the other day, and the husband was very bitter. And I asked him, why are you so angry? He told me, do you know this woman?
This woman.
This woman in the story of Adam in the Garden of
Yeah.
Eden. This woman wakes up, says good morning to the children, and leaves me in bed and does not say good morning to me.
Hey.
And I asked her, do you say good morning to your husband? And she's like, well,
is it that important?
yes. But so I asked her, so why do you say good morning to the children?
Yeah.
So a goal, that's a very perfect example. In the morning, purpose to say good morning to your husband, purpose to say good morning to your wife,
Yeah.
purpose to say good evening, purpose to say good night. You see, it's a very simple goal,
Yeah.
but it takes a lot of work
Wow.
and a lot of intention. So once you have achieved, now you're naturally saying good morning. When you wake up, good morning, Camu. You slept well? Yes. You snored the whole night. You're good? You know? And it's like, yeah, that snow was, I'm rested.
Awesome.
You can start the day together.
Yeah.
So once you're able to, again, once you have achieved that, you do what?
Tick.
You tick it out.
Okay, I am literally learning.
Yes.
And Lynette is saying, hi, thank you so much for that topic. It had crossed my mind.
Yes.
Ameachia tu hapo. And then she has this smiley face.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Lynette. We also have Kibe. Kibe, thank you so much for tuning in today. We have someone here who is saying, hi, thank you so much for that topic. Kindly just talk about the issue of good morning and good night.
It's a very
It's
sensitive
true, by
thing.
the way. People
It's very
don't say
sensitive.
that.
Yes, married people
Yes.
don't say good morning and good night to each
Oh
other.
my goodness.
And you know, let me tell you something, Sarah. People think that people break up because of infidelity. And people think that marriages grow apart because of big issues, financial challenges, or lack of children, or too many children, because there are people who have a challenge, they have too many children.
Yes.
People think relationships are torn apart by big issues, but they are not. They are torn apart by simple things. That you slept next to me the whole night and you woke up and you left the bed. You did not even recognize I was snoring next to you. It's a very sensitive matter.
Oh my goodness.
And you didn't even ask me how I slept.
What?
And maybe through the night I couldn't sleep, I was stressed out, I was startled. But because you're not concerned about how I slept, you just neglect. And those small things are the things that make somebody feel loved.
Well, that's true.
Yes. Like when you're starting a relationship.
Yeah.
When somebody says good morning to you, you're excited. When you're dating, you look forward to them saying good morning. And when they don't, you catch feelings the whole day.
Oh, yes.
And you ask them, so why didn't you greet me? What were you doing? You know? So why does it change when you go into the marriage? Say good morning to your loved one. It's as simple as that. That's a goal you can set for 2020. I'll be saying good morning. I'll be saying good night. I'll be asking, how did you sleep? And actually sitting down and listening. It's not just about saying good morning in passing, you know.
Naenda.
Or going where I was tempted to speak in Kikuyu, by the way. Going where you're going. You're saying good morning as a by the way, going your way. Is you say good morning and you stop for a minute and you listen. and you find out how their night was. Was it warm? Was it cold? And then you can discuss the dynamics of the night. You kicked me. You put your hand on my throat. You can laugh it off and have a good day.
Wow, I think we're all going to do that from today.
Yes.
Yeah?
It's a serious thing.
Very serious.
Yes.
Keep those questions and comments coming. The WhatsApp number is 0786 316 316 and the SMS line is 20316. And I can see his name is Maina from Mulwanda. That is in Mumias East.
Yes.
And he's saying, Happy New Year. I'm really learning a lot. Thank you, Maina, for texting. Aina. We have someone here is saying, Hi, ladies. Loving the show. Nimepata tips za my next relationship. Thanks, guys. Oh, asante sana, Susan. That is Susan.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Susan. And, well, there's another one that came in. Tell her, Amandika him.
Yes.
But ni her, just
Yeah.
correct.
Yes.
Tell her to speak in Kikuyu. I'm sure your producer will translate. Jadiel.
It would have been sweet if it was said in Kiku. Very sweet.
I wish I understood that
Yes,
language. I
yes.
would have translated. But anyway, so when you talked about the issue of relationships breaking up off,
Yeah.
and just done
Dying, and the spark dying.
yeah, and it's because of the small things.
Small things, very
Then-
small things.
Yeah, then that's where I understand, and if I'm getting you right, that these relationship goals are the ones that help to reduce and prevent such scenarios.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They help you to work together. They help you. If we sit today, like we sat and we agreed that today we are going to be talking about relationship goals. Imagine a scenario where we had not agreed on what we are going to talk about.
Could be
Relationship
chaos.
is very diverse.
Yeah.
So we'd be jumping from one point to the other. The same case applies to relationships. If we are in a marriage or we are dating and we don't have anything that we are doing really,
Yeah.
we are just on the highway, accelerating, going nowhere, even the focus is not really anywhere. But if you sit together and we agree, moving forward, we'll be communicating better.
Yeah.
How will we do that? You have a dialogue. You agree, okay, so we'll be communicating. How will we be communicating? I want you to listen when I speak, and I want you to hear what I'm saying. So how do I do that? What am I doing that makes you think I'm not listening and I'm not hearing? So if you set those goals, you become intentional about it, and then you purpose to achieve it. And when you purpose to achieve it, in the process of trying to get to that goal, the relationship is growing.
Okay.
It is progressing. You're maturing. So you're not in the same place where you are. So as the relationship is growing and maturing, you're able to talk about some of the issues that would cause you to fall apart. You can be able to say, and by the way, as we are discussing communication and setting communication as a goal, can we start with good morning? You are my husband, but you don't greet me. Or can you start with a proper introduction? When you introduce me somewhere, introduce me as your wife. Why do you say this one? Or
Mama Nani.
or Mama Nani. You know.
That happens a lot, Mama
Yes,
Nani.
as you're working on it, you can be able to bring out some of these issues that are so painful inside, but nobody's talking about them in the relationship, and nobody is saying.
Yeah.
So the goals will help you to discuss the tiny little nitty-gritty of issues and bring them to the surface and to the table, and as you resolve them, you keep on evolving.
Growing.
You keep
Wow.
on evolving. Yes.
And what are some of the other things that should be considered when setting up these goals?
Where the relationship is at.
Yep.
Where are you in the relationship? Every relationship knows what they're struggling with.
Yeah.
They know. They just don't want to admit it. And as someone who is shida yake ni nini, I don't know what is
But
his
they know.
problem. But they know. They
Okay.
know the root cause of whatever they're fighting about. You're not on the same page with the situation, but when you set the goals, when you sit down to discuss them, you come to the same page. So this person is feeling angry about this, and this one is feeling angry about this. When you're setting these goals together, you're able to come to the
To a
same
middle
page.
ground.
Am I making sense?
Yes.
You're able to come to a middle ground, and you're able to realize, oh, kumbe you're not even angry because I come home late. You're angry
Yeah.
because I don't say good morning. Oh, so it's about good morning. Okay. So
good
you can be
morning
able
it
to
is.
you can be able to jot it down. So those are the things that you look at. What should it entail? The situation you're in. What are you fighting about? Why are you not talking to one another? Why are you not spending time together? In that situation you're in, set goals around that. What is the weakness in the relationship?
Yeah.
Is the weakness that one talks too much more than the other? is the weakness that one raises their voice. I know you're lifting your eyebrows, and that's an issue in marriages. One talks more than the other. The other one is just listening and
I feel
nodding.
like, even talking.
Yes, there's a joke that is told by ministers a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They say when the relationship is starting, the first year of marriage, the wife talks, the husband listens.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, in the second year of marriage,
Hey.
the husband talks, the wife listens.
The third year.
In the third year of marriage, you both talk, the neighbors.
Listen.
Yes. So in the situation that you're in,
Yes.
try to pick out some of those things
Mm-hmm.
and then set them as goals and discuss them.
Okay.
Don't forget to go back to those goals. Don't set them and then write them down. It's very important to write things down. The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, talks about that.
Yeah.
The Bible says that you should write your vision down.
Mm-hmm.
It's very important to write it with a pen. I don't know this technology of...
Now see,
Yes.
and I feel like we should also say not with a pencil, because you can rub it
You can
off.
rub it off
With a pen.
with a pen.
Uh-huh.
Write it down and say we have on this date at this time.
Yeah.
We have agreed to discuss this. We have agreed this is our goal for this week.
Yes.
And for couples, I like weekly, not yearly. Set simple goals that you can achieve. Don't set huge goals that will take you forever and that will take a lot of energy to achieve. Set weekly, simple, silly goals weekly, and then achieve them and tick them off. And don't forget to reward yourselves.
Hey, hapo
Yes.
kwa rewarding.
Yes.
You mean if I hug my husband,
Yes.
I set goals that I'm going to hug.
Yes. And
I
you
should
achieve
reward
it.
myself.
You should.
I shouldn't. Okay,
You should
rewarding
reward
him is
yourselves.
another issue, but reward myself.
Yes. You have
Hey.
achieved.
I have done it.
Yes, you have attained something that you aspired to attain.
Yeah.
And you have attained. When you reward yourself, you get motivated to do it
Okay.
again. And you keep going and you keep going and you keep going. You reward yourselves, he rewards himself, and then you come together and you reward each other.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I'm saying wow because there's someone who said, yeah, wow.
Yes.
What a topic.
Yes.
Relationship goals. I'm setting them tonight. Tonight.
We. Tell her
We.
to say we.
Eh, let me get her name. Her name is Anita Blessed for Life. Let me
Yeah.
call her Blessed for Life because I
Yes.
can't really find her name. But please tell me what your name is, my dear. I also need to know. And you're saying, I am. But we've corrected that.
Yes.
We
We.
are setting
You
them
and your
tonight.
significant other.
Yes.
Yes.
Kibe is saying, I love this. Where were you all these years? Guy, simple things. Hope my wife can hear you. I'm in Lamu. That is
Yes.
Kibe. Kibe, thank you so much. And we are praying and hoping that your wife can hear this.
Yes.
Na kama hata skiza, please make sure to share a link with her tomorrow.
Yes.
Well, we also have someone else who's saying, this is Edwin from Mombasa.
Yes.
Thanks so much for giving the tips on how to make relationships thrive.
Yes.
That's a plus there.
Yes.
I am Evans watching from Naivasha, Kasarani. That is a very educative show. And we
Yes.
also have Maina and talk about hi, ni Maina. Talk about greeting of couples. Habari ya asubuhi baba nani.
Yes.
How you and we've talked about that, how you address or even introduce your partner.
It's very
really
important.
important.
I think let me expound on greetings because we think we take greetings for granted.
Yeah.
But greetings are very powerful. Every relationship starts with greetings, and every culture has their way of greetings.
Yeah.
Greetings is a symbol of respect. Is a sign of respect. I don't take you for granted. Like for instance, Sarah, if I walked in through this door and I came and I sat down. And I pulled back on my seat and we said, okay.
My studio, okay.
Yes.
Right now it's my studio.
And I said, okay, you'll have a negative attitude towards me. You'll take me like, okay, this girl does not even have
And
etiquette.
she's bossy.
And she's bossy and she's ill-mannered.
Yeah.
You know, greetings is a sign of respect. It is also etiquette. It's very courteous. It's good manners
Yeah.
to greet somebody. So why wouldn't you greet the person that you're sharing your life with? And they're the most important person in your life. They are the center of your life. So greetings is etiquette. It is a language of love. It is. You greet people who you love. Do you greet strangers? When you meet them on the road, how many people did I pass coming here? Some of them go like, hi, Nyoka. They know me, they see me on social media, and I'm like,
Hi.
moving on swiftly
Yes.
because I don't want to get into a conversation. But if I see somebody who I love, I greet them and I stop because it's a starter of a conversation. If you say good morning to your wife, she will say good morning back. Then you will have something else to say. How did you sleep? then you'll have a conversation.
Yeah.
By the time you're coming out of that room, you're already in unison. There's a unity that greetings bring into a couple or into a family, and then you don't take each other for granted.
Wow.
But if you don't greet each other, simple things like greeting each other, how will you buy a property worth 10 million together?
You cannot, because you'll not understand each other.
You will not.
Yeah.
You can't speak the same language. So you start with simple things as, how are you? Are you well? And again, you're not doing it as a formal way or just to tick a box. You actually sit down and listen. I always tell my friends, don't ask me how I am if you're not willing to hear how I am.
Yeah.
So ask me how I am if you're ready to hear. I will tell you. I have come from family TV. I was discussing about relationship. It was quite a challenging topic. So listen to how I am. Or let them tell you how they slept. They had a nightmare.
Yeah.
They dreamt like this. If you say good morning, it will give you an opportunity to talk to one another. It opens the door for a conversation. Yes.
All right. Hey, questions? Keep them coming. And the lady that you were talking earlier about, she said she's going to set her, and then you corrected it to their goal tonight, is Rose. Rose, asante sana for reaching out and telling us your name. We really appreciate you. And we have someone else who's asking, am I supposed to consider my economic status when I am setting up these goals?
Absolutely. You have to
Money.
consider. Money is everything.
Yeah.
The Bible says that the money is the genesis of all evil, but it answers all things. It is the genesis of all evil, but it is the answer to all things. You have to consider your financial status when you're setting goals. And that's why I insisted that you start with simple goals that are achievable. But then again, that is not to narrow you. You can always expound outside. For example, you can set a goal to go on holiday. Just the two of you, without the children. And if you have a little bit of money, you can do both.
Carry them along.
Yes, you can do one for just the two of you, and then one with you and the children.
Yeah.
It's always good to separate you and the children, you and your husband, and separate. Stop mixing because most people just want the children are always part of. The children are as a result
Someone would
of
say
your
it's a
love.
family.
No.
We're a family. Let's all go together.
No, you're a couple first.
Tuko Africa, bwana. We must admit this.
Yeah, itatumaliza. You set the goals. That's why you're setting goals.
Yeah.
When you consider your financial status, people want to set goals and say, this year we want to go to Dubai, but you can't afford it. So it will be a goal that will always be pushing and pushing and pushing and struggling with. But if you say, this year we'll go to Uhuru Park, just the two of us, tulale hapo kwa nyazi, tukule chips za so, or we buy one chips and 2 sausages, and we just have a whole afternoon. No children, no house girl, no electricity bill, no uniform issues, no phones, just the two of you talking about nothing, sweet nothings, just ask each other, uko tu, niko tu, hujafikiria kuniwacha bado, for hours. Just that, a simple goal. A simple goal. You don't talk about anything. Well, you're at it. Consider your financial constraints. Don't say that now because Kinyokabi and Camu went to huku kwa maji kunetangwa nini? Malindi, Mombasa, that even you have to go there. Consider your financial status, and where you are, work with what you have. And this country is so beautiful. There are so many places you can visit. And even before, this is a very interesting story. When I first got married, my husband had a very good job. So we were going for holidays, very nice places. And I was really enjoying myself because my husband is a person who likes to travel and enjoy the world, go to the wild animals and whatever. He likes to do that. And like me, I like to stay in the house and lock the door and just no TV, no music. So I just want to be quiet. But for him, he likes to be out there and traveling. So when he lost his job, for a period of about 4 years, we couldn't go on holiday. So what we used to do is that we used to wake up, we shower, and we dress up really nicely, you know, and we come out and we get into a matatu and we say, I've never been to Roysambu.
Wow.
We get into a matatu, we pay the fare, we go to Roysambu. Yes, we walk around Roysambu. We walk around Roysambu, we see the market, we see how the houses, we even ask how much property costs there. We see houses, you go to 1 bedrooms and we enjoy, and the day ends. And when we get home, we are holding hands, we are laughing. Whatever stress we had has evaporated. And you know, one time somebody asked us, what are you always doing in these towns? Because we take photos, and we said we go on holiday for a couple of hours. And they told us,
going on holiday to Roysambu. I mean,
yes, I have gone on holiday to Roysambu.
Wow.
And we sat at a joint over there. We took tea. I think we spent 100 bob, and we ate tea, and we took tea and eggs. And we were so happy. You should have seen us taking selfies, and we were so happy. And then we got into another matatu, and we went home. So people always want to say that goals have to be really big.
Yeah.
If you're setting goals, you have to be financially stable. You have to have money. It's unrealistic to say we are going on holiday. It depends on how you choose to see it and the way you choose to use that opportunity. Okay. So do simple things.
Wow.
Go for a drive. Get into a matatu and go to, like now there's another place, Wajir. My husband took me that period that we didn't have money. I had never been to Wajir before. But we got into a bus and we went to Wajir. We traveled, and it was so hot, my God. But we had so much. We went round, we learned about their culture, we ate their food, and we didn't spend money. We only spent money on transport and the night that we spent there and coming back. So if you do the math, it was not really much. But we really enjoyed, and I got to go to Ajir.
Wow. Me, imagine, I'm taking notes. I don't know about you, but I am literally taking notes.
Yes.
And we also have Rose who's saying, yes, Sarah, I hope he cooperates.
Yes,
That's
he
about
will.
my husband.
He will cooperate.
And then we have someone who's telling me, who is saying, wow, I just love that discussion.
Yes.
About finances, we really pray.
Yes, pray.
We pray that God opens ways for finances so that we can have a good time together with my husband. There's another person who's saying, it's really a blessing to me.
Yes.
Guys have 3 goals to achieve this year, 2020. I believe and trust in the Lord that He will. Okay, let's get this right. I'll try to read that and paraphrase it baadaye, but thank you so much for your response and for your comment. Mungu akubariki sana. Well, let me ask you,
Yes.
Nyokabi, is it okay for me to involve a third party when I'm making these goals?
Absolutely. That's why you have coaches like me. If you don't involve that party, I'll not be in business. What will I go on holiday with? Anyway, you can involve that person to come and help you. The beauty about involving coaches or counselors or mentors or people who are in programs of developing relationships is that we have many techniques of getting you there.
Yeah.
For example, if you're struggling to hug each other, we have techniques that we can use to teach you how to do it on a one-on-one basis.
I'm interested. I'll come see you.
You know, I keep on bringing that issue of hugging
Yes.
because I want people to set a goal of intimacy
Wow.
for this year because it's that simple. So when you involve a third person who comes in objective, and please, I'm not talking about your pastor, I'm not talking about your best couple, I'm not talking about your cousin or your best friend. I'm talking about an independent person who does not know the two of you.
And is a professional.
You bring the issues on the table. We discuss them from an objective point of view. And then from there, the person is able to give you ways of achieving what you're trying to achieve, at the same time keeping the two of you in check. The purpose of that person is to keep the two of you in check.
Yeah.
Tell you, boss, and hey, madam, you know, when it comes from a third person, you're able to hear it and see he's not saying that because an anionia, or he's not saying that because he wants me to do what he wants. So a third person will help you see things from a different light other than what you're used to, and also bring an objectiveness to the conversation that is independent of the two of you, of the thoughts you're thinking. Why am I discouraging your pastor? Because your pastor knows you. He knows your weaknesses. He knows your strengths. He probably has an issue with you. You were supposed to usher and you didn't come. So this is his opportunity to put you straight. You know,
madam.
Yes. Or he has an issue with the way you keep telling your wife to come home early before she has finished her duties in church. You know, but if you use an independent party, a professional, they bring the professionalism into it. That helps it, that makes it easier and helps you, and also holds you accountable. I'm able to ask you, we agreed last week you'll be hugging, so this week how many times have you hugged? Once. What happened to Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday?
And Friday.
Oh, he came late. When? Wednesday. Okay. And Thursday. You know, when somebody else is keeping you in check, you have an accountability, you are more likely to fulfill what you need to do.
Okay.
Yes.
I have someone who's texting in and says, sounds funny, but that simplicity is so beautiful. The tours, the ideas are so creative.
Yes.
I'm telling you, we are learning.
Yes.
We are learning.
Yes.
Me and you both. Well, you talked about third parties.
Yes.
And someone can also ask, is it right for me to include my in-laws?
In your goals?
Yes.
Those are the outward goals.
Okay.
You remember when we started, we talked
The
about
inward and the
outward goals
outward.
and the inward goals. So the inward goals are about the two of you and the progress of the relationship between the two of you. No children. Nyokavi is anti-children. No children. No children in the relationship. Children are as a result of your love.
Yes.
They are not part of it. They are nematu. They are fruits of your unity.
Yes.
They are telling us what you do when you are the two of you. So they are a result of. They are not part of the unity. But when it comes to extended families, you can set goals for extended families. And I really encourage couples to set goals for extended families.
Yeah.
And a goal that you can set is how to deal with in-laws. For instance, my husband and I can sit down and say, I'm facing this challenge with my mother.
Yeah.
Because even our husbands face challenges with our mothers and our brothers and our sisters. And I'm facing this challenge with your mother. So the goal that we can set is to relate better with them. How do we relate better with them? We start setting boundaries. Where are they crossing the line? What's annoying me?
Yeah.
What's making me not want to talk to them? When you set these goals together as a couple, you speak one voice. It brings unity and oneness.
Yeah.
So because we have agreed that we'll be giving my family 2 shillings only per month, and your family, we will be giving them 2 shillings. There need to be balance. So if we have come together and we have agreed and we have set it as a goal, and we want to set that boundary and we want them to know that we'll be giving you 2 shillings. Whether somebody gets married, whether somebody dies, whether somebody becomes sick, as a family, we'll be giving you 2 shillings a month. If you set that as a goal and you discuss how to go about it, it helps you also come front as a unified unit, because you've discussed and you have agreed, you have talked about it, you're hoping to achieve this out of that goal. So when you come out unified. So they are not able to separate the two of you like what parents do. Like now, for instance, my mother-in-law will call her son and tell my son, give me 2,000. I need to cultivate the land.
And it's the mother.
And it's the mother. Now when I ask him, so you sent your mother 2,000? Yes. Why? She's my mother. She's laying asunder between the two of us. But if we agree, we'll be giving them 2 shillings. Even if she asks for 50 cents, she will not get, because we are trying to get to a certain goal. So even if she calls her son will tell her, your daughter, who is your daughter-in-law, and I, your son, who is your biological son, have agreed we'll be giving you
2 shillings
out of the budget. Nothing more. So if you set it as a goal, you get an opportunity to discuss the those 2 issues that are under the carpet that nobody really wants. But whenever you hit the carpet, the dust goes up. So you bring the dust out and you're able to deal with it.
Them.
Yes.
Well, and then if I'm getting you right, and there's something that has kept cropping up.
Yes. Communication is key. You can't go on a journey unless you agree. And the way I say it is this: when I was coming from my house, I did the preparations. I took a shower, I brushed my teeth, I put on some clothes, I put on some shoes, I decided which ones to wear, Then I went to the bus stop. There were so many matatus at that bus stop, so many. Some were going to Nakuru, others were going to Nyeri, others were going to Camu. But the particular one that I wanted to board was going to town.
Yes.
So I boarded the one that is going to town. When I got to town, because I had not gotten to my destination, again, I went and boarded another vehicle that will bring me where? Here. Supposing we were the 2 of us, me and my husband. We woke up in the morning. We prepared ourselves. We are both going to family, and we agree we are going. And we come out and we head there. My husband decides to drive. I decide to get into a matatu. We are both going to family. We will both get to family. Probably because he's using the personal vehicle, he decides to use vichochoro za ndani ndani. And because me, I'll use a public means, I probably use Wayaki way. eventually we will get to family TV.
Yeah.
Unless we communicate and we sit down and we say, hey, you're going to family? Yes, so am I. Can we use one vehicle? We get into the vehicle together. We go on a journey together. If we don't communicate, we will both be going to the same destination but different directions and different means. So unless you're talking to one another, you both want the marriage to work. You're both trying to bring up your children. You're both trying to cultivate intimacy and oneness in the relationship. But unless you're communicating, each one of you is in their own vehicle, but you're going to the same destination. Wouldn't it be better and more productive and more resourceful and even save some resources if we just got into the same vehicle?
It would be.
To go to the same place. So if we decide if you're going to the matatu, we get into the same matatu. There'll be no issue of delay and wastage of resources, and we will still get to where we are. That is what communication is.
Wow.
It facilitates you to move from point A to point B. It helps you discuss, we are taking our children to groups of schools or to schools. You discuss, do you want them to be from the groups of schools or do you want them to go to schools? It helps you to move from point A to point B. On Sunday, we are going to church. Which church? What time?
Yeah.
Where are we going to church? Are we serving in that church? Unless we communicate. And then when we communicate, anyway, in the same vehicle, we remove the aspect of unspoken expectations and things that I wanted that I didn't say. I would have preferred to be in the same vehicle with my husband, but because I didn't speak to him, what happened?
You go in a matatu.
I go in a matatu and he drives here, and then we get here and you're wondering, you're a couple, so you came from the same house, and
what happened?
why are you muddy and this one is clean, because we didn't communicate. But if we communicate, we get into the same bus and we go the same direction. Not to say that you'll not hiccups, bumps, potholes along the way. You will find them, but you will tackle them together because you're in the same vehicle.
Wow.
The challenges you're facing are similar. The challenges he will face using Vichochoro and what are different. The challenges I will face using Wayakiwe is totally different. But if we are in the same vehicle, we will face the same challenges together. We will overcome them together because we are in the same vehicle going somewhere.
The same place.
The same place.
I only have 3 minutes remaining.
All right.
And you were telling me about the SMART formula.
Oh,
please just take
I'm
us
so
through
excited
that.
about sharing this one.
Yes.
This is a formula that helps people to set goals. Generally, even in career or wherever you are. So what I normally use is what is called the SMART ER, the way of setting the goals.
Yeah.
The S stands for being specific.
Specific.
Be specific. Be specific that you want to cut weight. Can I use an example? I hope I'll have enough time to use an example. If you want to cut weight, be specific. How much weight do you want to cut? All right? Don't say 2020 I want to lose weight. Be specific. How much weight do you want to lose? To what size do you want to come? That's number 1. Number 2, make measurable goals.
Measurable goals.
Measurable goals. Say I want to lose 10 kgs. Sawa sawa. 10 kgs. That is what I want to lose. So focus on losing that 10 kgs. Actionable goals. Goals demand that you take action. If you take a piece of paper and you write all your goals down and you put the paper there and you don't go back to evaluate it, you don't go back to check on it, they are there, you've set them, they are written, but unless you take action, how will you achieve those goals? They have to be actionable goals. You need to lose 10 kgs. How will I lose 10 kgs? What do I need to do to lose 10 kgs? Maybe I need to go on a diet. I need to cut down on carbs. Okay, maybe I need to join a gym. How many times can I be in the gym? If I'm a career woman, I have a family, I have this and that. How much time do I have that allows me to go to the gym to lose what? These 10 kgs.
Yeah.
The other one is relatable goals.
That's
If you,
R.
yes, if you make unrealistic goals, like I said, if you're earning 10,000 and then you set a goal to go to Mara, let's not even go out of the country,
Yeah.
Mara itself, how will you ever achieve that? But if you're making 10,000 and you can be able to spend 1,000 bob one weekend in 6 months, or in a month you can be able to save 1,000 just to sit at a cafe or a restaurant and take a cup of tea with 2 sausages, then that's a reasonable goal. So make goals that are easy to achieve depending on the current situation that you are in. Don't say, I want us to be having more intimacy with my husband. You know, toa, and yet you can't greet each other. And you can't hug each other. And you sit and you say, we are going to start with 3 times a week. You will not be able to achieve it. By the time you do it once or twice, mtakuwa mmechokeshana. But if you start small with, let's hug, let's say good morning, let's hold hands, let's go for a walk together, tell me how your day was, you will get to that place. Now you can set that goal that is poor. You are going to do it 3 times a week. And then you are able to progress towards that. The last one, as I get to the ER, is time bond.
Time bond.
You must have a time limit. If you set goals and they are timeless,
You'll get nowhere.
you will never achieve them. Set a time limit. Say that I want to lose 10 kgs within a period of 6 months. So within these 6 months, come back again or every other month and check, weigh your weight and see, oh, I've lost 2 kgs. Here I'm slagging behind. If you watch the overweight people, the 900 or the 700 pound people, what they normally do when the doctor is helping them to lose weight is that every month or every other month they go back to the clinic to be measured. Yes, they have done the biosurgery, the one that helps them to reduce their eating. But so that the surgery can work, they have to keep on being checked whether they are following the diet, whether they are going back to the old habit of eating aimlessly, by their weight being checked. So always go back and check that what you have done. Check. Keep on checking, keep on going back to it, and have a time limit. Evaluate the progress. Evaluate
And
the
that's
ER.
the ER.
Yes,
Okay.
evaluate the progress. Sit together and ask each other, so far, how are we doing?
Wow.
Where are we? I wish I would have a couple who would ask each other, or you would ask your wife, so far, as your husband, how am I doing? Let her tell you, you come late, I don't like it. You play with the children and ignore my moves on you. Evaluate one another in a loving, respectful. I'm not saying you criticize.
In a loving, respectful
Jesus was
way.
crucified enough for all of us. No need to put anybody on the cross. But evaluate each other. Find out, as a wife, how am I doing? Is what I am doing speaking to you as love? Is it coming across to you as a wife? Am I speaking your love language? Am I letting you know you're important to me? Do you feel heard when we have a conversation? Evaluate the progress.
Wow.
Sit back and ask each other, okay, where are we? Tweha. Tueremuru, okay. Sawa. How far are we? We are in Westlands. We are almost there. So we use James Gishuru ama tuendele Chiromo. You know, evaluate the situation, discuss it and put it on a weighing machine and see where you're slagging behind and step up. The last one that I told you about, the R,
is telling me, bwana.
Reward yourself. Reward
I think
each
that's
other.
my best part.
Yes.
Reward.
Do something that you would not normally do. A reward is an award. It's something that you would not normally do, something you would not normally get. Eat an ice cream. Take yourself for an ice cream. Go to Cold Stone. Kula ice cream ya 500. Usikie vile wazungu wanasikianga. Reward yourself. Do something that you would not normally do. Buy yourself an expensive watch. Something that you would not normally, so that it constantly reminds you this is a reward of, it's like a trophy. I achieved this and this is what I got for it.
Wow.
Yes.
I don't want to water that down.
Yes.
So I'll just let you interpret the SMART ER formula.
Yes.
Thank you, my dear, for coming today. I have
welcome.
personally learnt a lot, and I am sure you have learnt a lot too. And if you have not noted down, there'll be a repeat of this show tomorrow. And if you don't catch it tomorrow, it will be uploaded in the website. So please make sure you have a look so that you can grow and those goals that you're going to set tonight, like Rose is going to. Well, thank you so much for coming, my dear.
You're welcome.
And thank you so much for tuning in to This Is the Day. My name is Sarah Otieno, and I will see you tomorrow as we continue learning. Have a good night.